Technically is a community of professionals. You know that. We help our readers and clients meet each other. We want to do that better, though, and we're getting help with our brand new VP of Product, Carrie Bucci, who is here today on Culture Builder Live. Hey there, I am Chris Wink. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Technically, the aforementioned community of technology professionals whom we help connect. We use journalism to bring people together, and we help people tell their employer brand stories to meet each other. And wow, I am very excited to say I am being joined by our brand new VP of Product, Ms. Carrie Bucci. Hi there, Carrie Bucci.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. I'm very well because you're here, among many other exciting reasons, but perhaps chief among them is Carrie Bucci's here. So Carrie, a little bit of background to help get us in. You have had people ops roles inside product and creative firms. You've done recruiting, coaching. You have a background in some online IRL community building for some big household brands. So maybe help the people at home. What the heck is the reason you end up over here at Technically?
That's a great question, Chris.
Thank you.
Great question.
Ones, you know?
Way to start out strong. No, my background is actually really oddly perfectly suited for this role. And as you mentioned, I started out as a community manager. I launched the Philadelphia community for Yelp, for Google Places, and then Yellow Book, our friends at the phone book company, brought me on to do the same, to help them build out an online community as well. So I was doing that for about 5 or 6 years, and then had a very interesting pivot in my career where I went into recruiting. So I joined a staffing firm, rose up through the ranks with them, went in-house and did some in-house stints as the head of talent acquisition, transferred more into an HR people ops role. And then all the while was still had my consulting practice where I was working with companies to help them build better and healthier cultures. And I also have my coaching practice, and I work primarily with folks who are feeling burned out, overwhelmed, looking for a change in their lives. And not surprisingly, I end up working with a lot of HR and people ops folks because, wow, what a ride it's been, right?
And that ride has come to Technically, which I'm quite excited by. So, all right, I follow that. Fortunately, we knew some of that too, the intersection of online community, people ops, growth and development of teams, all things that we're quite excited about. So people ops, and you know, when we talk company culture builders, we find it to entrepreneurs at the smaller stage companies, then it gets into these people ops roles as companies grow. You know this better than most. They're going through some things because we're talking a summer of resurging resignations. We have wage inflation that we're reporting on, just stressed and burnt out teams because it's been a lot. We have existing conversations on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and just growing and sustaining either remote or remote flexible teams. There are a lot of things happening. Talk to me. Are you able, if I forced you to pick one that seems most universal or perhaps runs across the gamut, like what's the big challenge that's most top of mind for a community of HR professionals that we end up serving?
Sure. As you said, it's hard.
I dare you to pick one.
Oh, goodness. If I had to pick one, I'm going to go with retention right now. I think we all work so hard to build and sustain these communities and cultures within our workplaces. We work really hard to attract and recruit top amazing talent. And now I think for so many reasons, we are at risk of a lot of people leaving their jobs. And so people who are in HR, people ops, and talent acquisition roles, right now, we are really, really focused on not just how to continue to attract and recruit great people, but how to keep the ones that we already have. So that's a very hot topic right now.
And yeah, probably a good one because it does run across a lot of those intersecting challenges. Okay, so all right, one of the many challenges that a portion of our community is facing, why and how does that intersect with priorities you're bringing into the role?
Well, the main reason I'm here, the number one reason I'm here, is to help build a community of vibrant and engaged HR, people ops, and talent acquisition talent. Along with, we talk a lot about culture builders. So culture builders don't just have to sit in the HR chair. They can be entrepreneurs. They can be people from other functional areas who are just really interested and invested in making sure the employee experience at their company is something that they are excited to get up and be a part of every day and proud to tell the world about. So in my work in community building, I'm really excited to bring together people from this functional area. I mean, a lot of us, especially in small to mid-sized businesses, come from teams of one, smaller teams. We may be the most senior person within our organization in an HR people ops role. So having a place where we can come and share knowledge and bounce ideas off of each other and vent, gain new information and opportunities, I think is critical now more than ever. So that's my primary focus. And then alongside that, it's really about building out great tools and features that we're going to offer through Technically. So this is something that the foundation's already there with the newsroom. And I think it's so cool that the newsroom is what brings people together. It's what brings our readers to the site, and it's what brings our culture builders to the site. So it's my job to make sure that those folks are meeting. And we can do that through a lot of ways. But we can continue to do it through the newsletters, the great newsletters and content that's coming out of the newsroom, our Slack community, which is 3,000 people strong and growing. And then the products and services that we offer and will be offering to our clients.
Yeah, I like this smattering of priorities, but ultimately about bringing people together. Let's linger a moment there on community. That is a word that longtime teammates of ours and even longtime readers of ours will probably roll their eyes because we've used that word for so long as a core, trying to be a place where other people can meet each other. Mm-hmm. One reason that we were brought together is you've done a lot of work through your career in a lot of different ways. Events and kind of HR communities you've been a part of, but also in a role type. You've been a community manager in early waves of creating like double-sided marketplace communities. Not to get all nerdy, give me a little bit. Give us a little bit on what lessons you take from 10 plus years ago, doing a lot of work on online communities that also had IRL components. Are there lessons that you think about a lot from those days?
Absolutely. The biggest one is I think that as vibrant as online communities can be when they're done well, the IRL component, I know we love acronyms and abbreviations around here.
Sorry.
No, I love it. It's fun. It's fun to say
in real life for the uninitiative.
But being able to bring people together physically, I think is, we've all recognized and missed that in the last year. So I think there's the importance of how do we meet people where they are. Some people really thrive and are used to that in real life component, where others, and actually probably all of us, have gained some level of comfort and familiarity with online and digital communities. So for me, the work I did with Yelp and with Google Places specifically was about how do we capture the magic that happens with an in-person event and bring it online so our community can have maybe not the same experience, but a parallel experience that complements the things that we do in real life. And that's actually something that attracted me to Technically, if I may be so bold, is that, Technically has been doing great real life in-person events for so many years, and working with you and with the rest of the team to figure out how we bring that magic online for our community. So people who might not be specifically in a certain geographic area or might just not be comfortable going to these in-person events, whatever the future is going to look like, who can be sure, but making sure that we are bringing the same value and magic to our online community as we do to our in-person community. It's really important to me.
I love that. Love it, Carrie. All right, so send us out. My ridiculous question on the out is you are a certified professional coach. So if you were coaching all of the collective people ops professions in one big uncomfortable room and you were coaching us all, is there that first common piece of advice you're giving almost universally to all of us?
Yeah, and actually
question asking.
Yeah, in my practice, I do work with a lot of HR and people ops folks. So I see a common thread, and this is something I identify with personally as well. A lot of us feel like we have to have all the answers. And that is a tremendous amount of stress that we put on ourselves. And certainly in the last year, a lot of things have come up that we have been responsible for, either setting policy or disseminating messages or just being a sounding board for our employees as they go through all of these experiences. I tell my clients and I tell people in my life that you don't have to have all the answers, but it really helps if you know people who do. And that, again, just to bring it all back to community, that is what the community that we're building here at Technically is all about. You don't have to have the answers. You can connect with people who do have the answers. And really my vision and my hope is that we are going to be building the community that when I was in the HR chair, that I wish I had had in that role. So I am really excited to be a part of the team that is going to make that available and accessible for all of our HR, talent acquisition, and people ops friends out there.
Well said. Carrie Bucci, I'm going out on that note. Thank you. That's this week's special edition of Culture Builder Live, a conversation with Technically's new VP of Product, Carrie Bucci. Carrie, a pleasure. You'll be seeing a lot more of her. She continues to build the Technically community and work with both readers and clients. Thank you, Carrie. We'll see you guys next time.